Hi gang, I'm back, pose of the week, and this is a request from Carrie. She was wondering about full wheel pose or chakrasana, and I have done it before, so I thought, well, okay, here's one thing I haven't talked about. Sometimes we have a very tight front body because of sitting, and we often collapse forward. So what I would suggest, if you're struggling in a posture that requires lots of openness in the front body, maybe we should do some myofascial release. So what I would release here, and this is just a great benefit to your breathing mechanics in general, but is the diaphragm. So we have to respect the ribs and go under the ribs, but all that tissue and fascia is connected, so we'll be able to be effective. So I'm going to kind of trace a line down here with the ball, and then I'm going to go into the psoas, because that's one of the main muscles that needs to be able to open, but also restrain us in wheel pose. So here's what I'll do. I like the size for the ball rolling for this area. If you've never rolled this area before, it's quite sensitive, so I do like a large ball. And you know, you can actually roll with all kinds of different size balls. So if all you had was a small ball or a tennis ball, say, you could put a ball on the block and go into these areas like that. Okay, but a bigger ball makes it quite a bit easier. So some of the things I would do is push my belly out and then sink my body on. I could move my upper body, sawing across those fibers this way. And then I could hold my upper body still and let my hips move. And you see that has a similar effect. So now the ball is rolling across the fibers of my abdominal muscles, but it's also tugging on the fascia of my diaphragm. We notice quite a difference in our breathing mechanics when we do that. So as I mentioned, we would do that in a couple of spots, maybe start right here, one more here, and one more here. And then psoas. So psoas is our deepest hip flexor, and I would put that right here. I usually start somewhere between my navel and my hip pointer, so right in there. There's kind of a tunnel that I'll go through. So I start there, and some of the things I would do here are push my body onto the ball, and then soften and let my body wrap around the ball. After a few of those, then I would bend my knee and wave my leg and hips from side to side. And really press down into the ball as your body allows. You might be very sensitive the first few times you do it. Okay, and again, I would do those kind of movements about 3 different positions. So starting up here, next here, next here. And that is going to really help open up the front of the hips. So now in this big front opening posture, another area, and I have mentioned this before, is shoulder range of motion. You could do some rolling for that too. You'd be rolling along this seam so that you have more shoulder flexion rather. And that can take a while to develop. All of this takes a while to develop. But in the meantime, one of my favorite assists here is to help throw some weight off of the shoulders and arms, just a little, so that they can have a chance to get stronger while you're in the shape, which is very helpful when you're trying to achieve this type of posture. So again, I would just put my hands here on the blocks, or it can also work if you've got a good baseboard to work with. You could have a slight diagonal to the block. This helps reduce how much wrist extension I need, and it definitely takes weight off of my shoulders and arms, so I can just get into the shape and work with the shape for a while. I can even reduce it more if I want here. So just bringing myself here, and you'll find that if you've opened up these front muscles, you'll have a bit more ease there. And then it's a matter of staying. Carrie, you've got to go into that posture every day if you can. Stay there and use your breath a few times, and then your body will start to adapt to the shape. But get there strong. Open up that front body first and see if that helps, okay? Let me know how it goes, Carrie. Thanks for asking for that one. Bye for now.